Well, hello there. Welcome back to another installment with this Coleman quick light here. As you recall, one of the previous videos, what we're looking to do with this is we're looking to turn this into a floor lamp, and which means that basically we're going to disassemble this, and since there's no fuel air system, all we're going to do is get a piece of pipe that is much longer, and we're going to insert that between the burner head here and the fount, and that's going to be what we're going to do. The last time that we looked at this, and you may look and say, huh, this is what you had in there before, but now you got one of these little curlicue things. So I actually had this generator sitting around, and it wasn't doing anything, so I figured, well, let me go ahead and swap it in there, see if I don't get any better results. And sadly, I did not get any better results with it, so that was kind of a bit of a drag. So when I was started the video, I'm like, exactly what is it that I'm going to do today? So I think that really what's going to happen is that we're going to try to look into doing a little bit of disassembly here, and making sure that everything is completely cleared out, because we weren't doing a real good job getting fuel through the generator, and really didn't have a good chance to really go through here and check to see if there's any blockages in these, which may lead to poor lighting and all this other kind of good stuff. But in the meantime, I did go out on eBay and got a new R55 generator, which is actually of the same vintage that's on here, and I like it. So this is from Do It Products. So this is from an old hardware store. It was $5.29 at the time. It is not what I bought it for. It's old enough that the box actually has a bow to it, and it also, if you look, doesn't have a barcode anywhere, because barcodes weren't around at the time. So kind of neat. Also happened to be one of the cheaper ones on eBay, so I said, well, cool box, and then like a brand new unused generator in here. Oh wait, no, this one doesn't have the square nut. See, so this one's got the older ones have got the square nut on them. You can see the nut square. And then the newer ones have got the hexagonal nut. So at any rate, that's what I went ahead and did. I did have one of the viewers here suggest, hey, why don't you look at this video on recovering these from King Coleman. And it was kind of funny, because at the time that came in was actually exactly when I was viewing the video. So I've gone through the steps to do that, but the pricker rod in here is just completely frozen up. I've backed this out enough so it's not engaged anymore, and I've tried to tap that down, and I have had like basically no luck whatsoever in terms of getting that out of there. So basically I bought a replacement, but this one can go on the shelf here as a project when I need one. And you can also see that this old one here is kind of bent. I straightened it out, and I'm sure that's not helping things working right through here, because you can see that there is quite the downward angle on this. So I think that's also making that pricker rod really hard to get out of here. And you can look at this one. This one is absolutely completely straight and perpendicular. So that's why I kind of opted to get a new one. So maybe one day I'll get lucky and find a way to get that out of there. But until then, we have this nice replacement. So with that in mind, I think what we're going to do here is, because, well, everyone who's been watching my videos knows I don't have a plan. I'm just going to start working. And speaking of people watching the videos, I'm pretty happy that we're like exceeding 240 subscribers. And I think that's really great. So everyone who's subscribing and looking forward to new content every week, I'm going to do my best to keep up with you. Although during the Thanksgiving and the holidays here, it may get a little bit more difficult for me to do weekly videos, but we'll see how that all kind of comes out. I also know that about 75% of you are not subscribed and watch, which I'm so happy you're watching. But man, it'd really make me a lot happier if y'all wouldn't mind subscribing, because it definitely helps out with the channel. And then I can do other projects on here that are even more interesting. So I think what we're going to do here is that we're going to try to start by disassembling this and just basically pull the top off. I had one person previously mention that they wanted to see how these table lamps come apart. So this is your big chance. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out of here first, which should come out pretty easy. Yeah, these work fine, but obviously you don't have any way to clean them. So if they've got any sort of funk that comes up through the fountain and the fuel system here, you're just basically going to plug the nozzle, and it's just not going to work very well. So, and we know that this has got some funky fuel in it, and didn't really work too hard at trying to clean that out. So open this so we can kind of get that to drain back down in there. And then we'll start by trying to get these this top off here. So hopefully this is not completely frozen. Oh no, it's fine. I also like to use the box end of these wrenches when doing this, because this way you're only holding onto two flats, but when you're breaking something loose, you're basically touching every single side, and that gives you a whole lot less chance of you rounding out the nut, which would be not good. So we're going to pull that off, pull this off of here, store all these parts in one of the bins. There you go, clean. And then from here, this is gonna spin right off. And then, as you can see, it comes apart pretty quickly. One of these, yeah, this one is moving, so that's good. Gonna get this off. Gonna get rid of these holy mantles. These are the ones that do have the asbestos string on them. So, yeah, we can see the burner screens are a little bit crudted up. So probably can clean those out. It'll probably flow a little better. Yeah, this one is also pretty crudted up. So that may be a reason why we weren't having as much luck with the flow through it. It looks like it's a little bit canted on top, a little bent. Yeah, it doesn't look exactly square, but that's okay. We'll figure a way to get that part. I think I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of PB Blaster, if I can just find where I put it. I have way too many bottles and cans and stuff around here, and not sure what I did with that. Well, oh, here it is. Looked right at it, and yep. So a little bit of this in here, we'll try to get it to hopefully soak in and come loose. I don't see any obstructions in here. I think that the problem is probably the burner screens are occluded, and that's kind of making it difficult for the fuel and air to flow through. Looks like someone's already been in with this screw here, so we'll see if it comes out. So we'll get that loosened and out of here. Drop that off. Are we going to be lucky with this? Does not seem that way. No, we are not. So maybe we'll put a little bit of a soaking on this one too. No, on the part, not me. And then we'll just kind of stand this up against the case there. So next step is to continue the tear down, and go ahead and drop my diamond watch. Sorry. Okay. Let's see if this is the right size. Pretty close, but not quite. I have a feeling this is not gonna. No. So we're gonna have to go to the crescent here. So let's see. Put this on here. And it comes off nicely. That see if we can't spin this whole valve off. Actually, let's try that. A little more challenging on this one. Actually, I'm gonna see if I got a. Sorry about the audio. There we go. Just launch that out of there. Okay, that was probably pretty loud. Let's see what we got. No, none of these fitting. So we use a little bigger one here. Just trying to avoid marring this up too much. Boy, she sure doesn't want to come loose. Screw this back down here a little ways. Because without getting this off, we're not going to get very far. So, yeah, and I can't really quite get down in there to squirt anything up inside there. Yeah, I can still hear stuff rattling around inside that fount. So, yeah, that's pretty great. Not really. But, yeah, this is giving us a little more clearance. Maybe I can spin this up to the point where I can see and hear a little better, which I kind of can, but not really. Okay. Well, what I also can't do very well on this, because of the way that the valve is, the valve knob comes out of the side of this, is that there is not a great place to get good purchase on this, because you end up stopping at the valve right here, and if you try to go low, there's just almost nothing to hold on to. So we're going to try our best to not mangle anything here when we do this. There it goes. Okay, so this is good, because now with this off of here, we can take that off. All sorts of scuzz there. Then I can work on taking this off. And once this is off of here, and it is needing a little bit of lube too, I think. So let me spin this back down. I do like PB Blaster. It works pretty good, especially if you can let it set for a bit. So it does a pretty good job. Much better. Yep, so now we can just spin that off. So you can see this is a 1/8 inch NPT pipe thread, and this is where the magic happens. So looks like we've got a little bit of whoa, still got fuel in there. Still got fuel in there. We're gonna have to leave this open. What I really should do is pour all that fuel out of here. I'm sure it's going to be just delightful coming out. Let's see what we got. This was it was clean fuel going in. This has got a little bit of kerosene in it right now, so we're going to wipe that out. We'll pour this in here. Oh yeah, like, hey, why won't the lantern keep running? Why is that? I don't understand. Well, maybe it's because I'm trying to burn mud. That's why I didn't test it with the new generator. So, right, that needs to go away. That will actually, honestly, the fuel in there will be fine. That will settle. and it'll clear out, and then I can use it. You can actually see it's already starting to settle a little bit. So I'll have to work a little harder at getting some of the stuff out of there, but in the meantime, let's see what we can do for this. This looks maybe a little bit concerning, and this also kind of tells me why we have why this looks a little bit bent, and that is because someone has at one point in the past soldered a piece of pipe in here because something else failed. So let's see, how do we want to clean this up so you can see that a little better? Maybe a little bit of this PB blaster on the rag. So I think this is going to kind of park us here for a moment because we're going to have to figure out what the next steps are to go from here, because I cannot unscrew this from the fount. It is permanently affixed. It's not going anywhere. Let me get this a little bit more wiped off so you can see what it is I'm talking about. Yeah, I thought this had a bit of a lean to it, and I thought part of the lean was there, and that may be part of it, but it's because it just wasn't put in there straight. But you can see they've someone has put another piece of pipe inside the original one there, and you can see the looks like to be the old threads here, and those are completely messed up. So, and not to mention, like I said, it's definitely not straight. They basically didn't even attempt to straighten it out when they put it in there. They just dropped it in, and looks like they soldered it and hoped for the best. So anyway, okay, so this is gonna, I think, be the end of the video for now. Figure out what we need to do. I might see if I can get an 1/8 inch union, and that'll fit inside the oops, don't want to lose that. If that'll fit inside the pipe that I intend to put over it, we should be fine, and it probably will. So because a union will probably fit inside something this large without too much trouble. So we still we're not completely lost, but we are derailed here ever so slightly. But anyway, that is gonna make it for this video here. So until next time, keep them lit.